live from San Francisco, Carol Larson.
Thank you so much, Danielle. What a fabulous idea for a celebration of the 20th anniversary of such an important organization. To be connected with people across the country, and in a moment of brotherly and sisterly love, I greet our newest chapter in Philadelphia. Good luck this afternoon at the Giants game and the Phillies game. And I didn't wear orange. But of course, the reason we are all gathered here is to celebrate this incredible organization, both what it's accomplished in the last 20 years and what it will accomplish. We are at a time of transformation in philanthropy. We're hearing new voices. We're seeing new leaders. We're seeing communities organized to take root, to work for change. It's a transformative and important time. And AAPIP is an important organization in that whole landscape. In the encouragement that we saw in this video about getting in touch with your passions, about being bold, taking risks, being creative, working to improve your communities. These messages AAPIP has stood for 2 decades and will continue to promote. It's a place for many of our program staff and for many of our grantees to learn and connect with each other. And we've been very grateful to AAPIP for providing that forum. Of course, we're part of a long history of such organizations, activities, and movements in our country. Communities throughout the history of the United States have been revitalized and transformed when their residents and their citizens get in touch with their passions and interests, connect with each other, as the video said, take risks, and are bold. Our foundation, the David and Lucile Packard Foundation, was started in 1964. And it was true then, too. It was true for Dave and Lucile that it was important in their philanthropy that they focus on their passions and interests and that they work in their communities in a bold and creative way to really bring about change. And so today, we have that challenge with each other to take up that call. As chair of the board of the Council on Foundations, it's been my privilege to go to a number of different communities where we see this happening, of people, again, organizing to improve, organizing to be bold, and to be creative. It will make a change in our country, and we need AAPIP as part of that change. So thank you, AAPIP, for the leadership that you've already provided and for what you will be providing in the future. I do want to, though, also pause and see if you remember one of the opening lines on the video. It was actually listening to Peggy, I think, talking about one of the giving circles, that we think about what needs to be done. We make the decisions, we look for the impact, and we have fun. It is fun to be in connection with each other. It is fun to get in touch with your passions and interests. And it is fun to learn and to make a difference. And so for the next 20 years, I hope that AAPIP and all involved will experience it as a time of making a difference, of working together on the things that we share in common, whether it be the environment, or it be education, or it be health, it be civic engagement. But I also hope that the next 20 years are full of fun. Thanks so much for letting me join you today and joining people throughout the country as you celebrate this grand anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, for your remarks. Let me say it's deeply meaningful to have a champion for social justice at the very top leadership of the Council. Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to the AAPIP National Philanthropy Summit. My name is Danielle Lee. I'm the Executive Director of the Levi Strauss Foundation, as well as a co-chair, proudly, alongside Jamie and Steph, of the Bay Area chapter of AAPIP. Yeah, let's give it up. I know you're all applauding in the other sites, too. I'm happy to be joining everyone this evening from San Francisco, which, as all of you probably know, is the birthplace of San Francisco. What's probably less known is a bit of local folklore, that the first standalone meeting of AAPIP took place at the Levi Strauss Foundation some 20 years ago. I, of course, was 6 years old at the time, and it means a lot for me, 20 years later, to be leading the foundation in this role and to be a proud member of AAPIP. It's my pleasure to introduce the next segment of our program. We're pleased that Gara LaMarche, the CEO and the president of the Atlantic Philanthropies, was able to prepare a message for us this evening. Now, as many of you know, the Atlantic Philanthropies, hello over there, is committed to spend down its entire $4 billion corpus by 2016. So Gara's rather busy tonight. When Gara joined the Atlantic Philanthropies in 2007, he was considered by many to be a contrarian choice, given that to lead one of the country's major foundations, given his earlier career as a leader at the ACLU and at Human Rights Watch. He led the Atlantic Philanthropies' shift to a social justice approach to grant making, while transforming Atlantic from a lower profile organization to an influential, strident public voice on civil and political rights and human rights. The Atlantic Philanthropies shares with AAPIP a deep public commitment to furthering equity and justice through philanthropy. We are pleased to have Atlantic as a key partner in AAPIP's growing network. So without further delay, the CEO and president of the Atlantic Philanthropies, Gara LaMarche.